What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Sox Talk on Tap. And today we're just going to be, reviewing some of the games from yesterday, looking at some of the games that are currently going on today or will be going on later tonight. We've got a little bit of a later recording episode, which is why we've got some games going on. But nevertheless, let's get right into it. Starting off with the Red Sox, they did get the series win on Sunday, Tuesday. But last night I was worried, going into even the series, how they were going to handle Cole Reagans because, we saw what he did to them. I think it was like 2 weeks ago where he went like 7 innings of 1-run ball. And the Sox hit him around for, an inning or two. They got to him in the third inning for 3 runs. And then in the fourth inning, Danny Jansen hits his first homer with the team. So that gave him a 4-2 lead, and I'm thinking, here we go, like we got to him. And then Cutter Crawford just continues to not pitch well since the All-Star break. His ERA is climbing and climbing. His home runs allowed climbing and climbing. But I think the story of this game overall is Bobby Witt Jr. and the fact that baseball fans need to start realizing if he continues this pace all the way until the end of the season, it's going to be a much closer MVP race than Yankees fans have been talking about all year. Yankees fans, all they talk about is Aaron Judge, and, rightfully so. Aaron Judge has been the best hitter in baseball this year. But since we've come back from the All-Star break, which has been 2 or 3 weeks now, I don't know the exact, day on it, but Bobby Witt's hitting about 480, which is like nuts. 480 is a good week, let alone almost a good month. I'm pretty sure he hit close to 500 for the month of July, which is like unheard of. Even for a shortened month with the All-Star break, that's still 20-plus games where a guy is going up to the plate and getting a hit almost every other time. So I got nothing to say but to tip my cap to Bobby Witt. Last night he hits 2 home runs and the go-ahead 2 RBI double, I believe it was, that ultimately was the deciding factor in the game. But I can't even hate on the kid because he's a fun player to watch. It just sucks when it happens against your team. But speaking of our teams, we got the Twins on next, who in a tiny bit of a skid. I think they've lost 2 straight to the Cubs. Still sitting okay in that wild card spot. The Red Sox kind of helped them a little bit, taking 2 out of 3 to the Royals, but Royals are still right there. And I think the Twins are just they're kind of missing those pieces that have been there all season in the lineup, because 2 runs yesterday, I believe it was, I want to say 2 runs the day before. I'll check real quick. 3 runs the day before. So it's not the Twins offense we've been accustomed to seeing all year. Maybe that's fatigue or injuries, because I know, as Jake said multiple times on this show, that just the Twins, what's killed them this year has been injuries, not so much as they don't have, the guys. It's just that the guys they do have that can do it haven't ever been able to be on the field for a long period of time, whether it's Correa, whether it's Royce Lewis. They just can't seem to, stay on the field, which kills a team, because Jake and I have said it before, the best ability is availability. And I want to say I saw something yesterday that showed Joe Ryan was injured, which is just the last thing the Twins need. First thing, half their lineup's getting hurt. Now all of a sudden one of their better pitchers is getting hurt. So just you hope those guys get better, because even if it's not a team I'm a fan of, you still don't want to see injuries to anybody in baseball, let alone these great players that are fun to watch and really do impact winning on their team. But with that being said, Astros pick up a game against the Rangers, so that's kind of, the Rangers are still sliding. We keep saying how they might be regretting not selling at the deadline, not getting maybe some prospects for Evaldi or some of their other arms or bats. But, we'll see. Maybe they go on a streak in the middle of August to early September that carries them into a wild card, but I don't know if I can see that happening now. Their time to get hot was right after the All-Star break, when they were sitting around 500, when the division was right there up for grabs. I think they were only like 3 or 4 games out, but now losing to the Astros, losing to the Red Sox, that's all going to come back to bite them, I think. And They were one of my dark horse picks to really surprise a lot of people and make it to the playoffs, but that's looking like a bad pick now. Anyways, now we'll get into the other great series, A's White Sox. White Sox back on their losing streak. It's only to one game now. It's only to one game, but Athletics get 3 runs in the 7th. Mason Miller gets the save. White Sox blow the game, typical fashion. Not much to say about that team other than they absolutely stink. They're making a push for worst team of all time, which is saying something in a league where the MLB's been around since before the Titanic sank. But I'll keep pushing. Padres, I didn't watch this game, but I was seeing a ton of highlights on my phone. This was a barn burner, back and forth, tons of excitement. We got, Jackson Merrill hitting 2 home runs, including, I believe, the game winner in the 10th inning. And then, or it might have been the game tire in the 9th inning. I can't remember exactly. We had Aroldis Chapman striking out Manny Machado on 105-mile-an-hour pitches, which is nuts to do at 36 years old. So overall, fantastic ball game. Needed that win for the Padres for my pick. So glad they were able to pull it out. Tanner Scott gets his first win with the Padres, so that's pretty cool. Reds drop one to the Marlins. I don't know if they can afford to do that. And the tight, NL Central race that they're in, not for the first place spot, but second place spot. But we'll see if they can, keep the offense rolling like they've had the past, 3-4 games where Ellie's been on fire. Giants pick up a win. That's, they get to 500, but I don't think they're going to do anything. Orioles pick up the win against the Blue Jays in Toronto. Pretty sure Jackson Holiday is now homered in 3 straight games, so he's really looking like he's found his swing since being called up again, so that's really cool to see. And then the Braves have been in a funk. We talked about it, how the Phillies really gave them an opening to climb back up in that division race, not just, the overall playoff race, but the division race, and they just have not taken advantage. So they dropped to 60-53, which is, not ideal for the Braves. I know they've had injuries, but these are games they got to win, even against teams like the Brewers, who are always going to be consistently good. But we'll move on from that game. Cardinals pick up the win. That's a big win for them, just to stay afloat in that wild card race and in that division race with those 4 other teams. Mets pick up a win in Colorado. They're staying hot. They're doing what the Braves should be doing, and that's getting hot late in the season. Mariners drop one of the Tigers. That's a big loss. I did see a highlight catch from this game that saved the game for the Tigers. It was like a home run robbery in the 8th inning that I believe kind of sealed the deal. Or not sealed the deal, but kept it a 1-run game, and then Tigers add on 3 in the 9th to put it away. Skubal gets his 13th win. Phillies pick one up against the Dodgers. So I believe the series finale it was either last night or tonight. I can't exactly remember. And then 2 doubleheaders. Diamondbacks win both games, so that's big for Jake's pick against the Guardians. So Eduardo Rodriguez gets his first win. Fought gets the win. Those are big wins in Cleveland. Ketel Marte stays red hot. I saw he had like 10 home runs in his last 14 games. So he's just absolutely tearing the cover off the ball. And then Angels and Yankees split in New York. I believe these games were both postponed just due to the bad weather hitting the East Coast. It was, raining pretty hard in New York. I'm assuming, Cleveland as well. Pretty relative area. So hopefully everybody, stayed safe. Luis Gil picks up the win. And I believe Zach Neto had 6 RBIs in this second game of the doubleheader. So a lot of baseball yesterday. A lot of baseball. We've got some baseball today. Just look over some of the games that are currently happening. Padres are up 4-0. Brewers are up 8-3. So looks like the Braves struggles are continuing. And then the Giants are up 2-1. But we've got, another Angels, Yankees, Orioles, Blue Jays, Phillies, Diamondbacks. That's a big game for, Jake's pick. I know it's not his team, but his pick. So maybe he'll have his eyes on that. And then Mets, Rockies, obviously for just playoff purposes. But overall, ton of baseball the past few days. And we've got plenty coming up. The Red Sox, they have the Astros coming up in Boston. That's going to be a big series for them. even if the Astros aren't what they used to be, it's still always a tough series against the Astros. They're always going to play you tough, pitch you tough. So, with that being said, exciting matchups regardless. Looking forward to a fun weekend of baseball for the Red Sox, hopefully for the Red Sox, hopefully for the Twins, and we will catch y'all tomorrow. Peace out.